Hi, my name is Singjin Lee, and I'll be presenting the decline of African elephants and its evolutionary consequences, specifically exploring genetic drift, bottleneck, and conservation efforts. African elephants, icons of strength and wisdom, are under threat. Over the last century, their population have plummeted due to poaching, habitat loss, and climate change. But the story of the decline isn't just about numbers. It's about how these changes are altering the very genetic makeup of these magnificent creatures. Between poaching for ivory, fragmentation, and expanding human settlements, African elephant population has dropped over 70% in the last 40 years. Habitat fragmentation has isolated herds, while climate change continues to shrink available resources. But what are the long term consequences of these pressures? To answer that, we need to dive into the force shaping their evolution. When a population decreases dramatically, it experiences a bottleneck. This means only a small number of individuals pass on their genes, reducing genetic diversity. In the 1970s, some elephant population dropped over 90% due to the ivory trade, leaving behind gene pools that were mere shadows of their former self. Genetic drift, the random change in allele frequency, becomes especially significant in such small population. Traits once rare may dominate while others vanish. For elephants, this loss of diversity limits their ability to adapt to diseases or environmental shift. So, in short, smaller populations aren't just vulnerable to extinction, they're also less resilient to change. In addition, habitat fragmentation compounds these challenges. Imagine a savanna divided by roads and farms. Elephants in one pocket can't easily mix with others, cutting off gene flow. A study along the Kenya Tanzania border found that habitat fragmentation has created isolated groups of savanna elephants with significant genetic difference. Without connectivity, the risk of inbreeding increases, further eroding genetic diversity. Forest elephants face unique challenges. In human modified landscapes, groups become more smaller and more fragmented. Research from southwestern Gabon showed that forest elephants in these areas had disrupted social structures, which impacted their reproductive success. Like these savanna relatives, these elephants rely on gene flow to maintain genetic health. Fragmentation doesn't just limit their numbers, it limits their evolutionary potential. Conservation efforts focus on maintaining what's known as effective population size, the number of individuals contributing genes to the next generation. For elephants, this number is often smaller than their total population. Even in areas with apparent stability, a lack of diverse mating partners and the effect of fragmentation keeps genetic diversity low. Solutions like wildlife corridors aims to reconnect isolated population, increasing gene flow and reducing inbreeding. But these efforts must be paired with habitat restoration and strict anti-poaching laws to be truly effective. The survival of African elephants about is more than conserving a species. It's about preserving the intricate evolutionary processes that make life on Earth so extraordinary. By protecting their habitats, ensuring connectivity, and reducing human pressures, we can give these giants a fighting chance. Their future is still unwritten. Together, we have the power to help them thrive once again. Thank you. And this is my reference sheet.